Hey, what is going on, everybody out there? Once again, my name is Mr. Soul of a Man, aka Damon Alvarez, and welcome to Soulful Conversations, ladies and gentlemen, where we bring the most interesting guests on the planet. So today we have Miss Fundi Fe, the viral sensation herself. She is somebody who just, when she walks, she just oozes legacy. Just one of the greatest. She's one of the greatest voices of our generation. She probably won't say that, but I'll say it for her. So, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let her introduce herself, Miss Fundi Fe.
Peace and blessings. As you heard, I'm Fundi. Uh, I'm well known for my martial arts. I have a mastery in Tai Chi Chuan. Been teaching in Houston for years now. I run www.masterfundife.com where you can get all your spiritual needs. I want to be your sage supplier. uh, just all around Renaissance woman. I just try to keep a finger in a couple things at all times.
Yeah, like we were just saying, like you do so much, and I think you do so much, and you give so much, and I think people are loving you. People are loving what you do. It's like I look every week because I just saw I just saw the Blitches brew. I was like, yeah, we gotta talk about that. And it looks like it's like an all natural product. And I first I thought it was a wine. Then I saw the ingredients in it. And could you explain that a little bit more?
It is a wine.
Yeah, it is
It
a
is a
wine.
wine.
Okay.
hmm and all natural ingredients. And just did it off a hunch. Just wanted to do something with the rest of the produce that we had left over from the garden, and was like, wine. So me and a student got in the lab and start mixing some stuff up. And before we knew it, I actually produced a wine for my son's graduation. We bottled it up and we waited until his graduation and we popped it open, and it was good. It was good. So we were like, let's do this again. So we did, and Glitch's Brew was born.
So is that something that are you selling it locally here in Texas, or are you selling it nationwide now?
Actually, right now it's nationwide.
Okay.
It's nationwide. It took off a little faster than I thought it would. I was amazed. I'm not a drinker, so I really wasn't cognitive of what I was doing.
Hmm.
But between the alkaline water, the real fruit, the real cane sugar, the honey, the natural yeast that we use, you use the best ingredients, you get a good product, and it was good. We sold out in 3 days.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's one thing. It's like you never know what you have, like with the talent or your products. And I always tell people you should never fear just like putting yourself out there or putting what you have out there because everything. Because everything is shifting right now, and everything is. I know people are freaking out about what's happening outside, but while that's going on, you could be building and putting together your products and all of that stuff. I always say, through chaos builds opportunity.
I looked at it like this: when this country decided that it wanted to go to critical mass, quote unquote, I had to look back. History teaches us a lot. A lot of people that made it through the depression did certain things. So I think we should take a page out of history. When you know something is coming, you should prepare for it. If you It's the difference between being a cricket, a grasshopper, or an ant. I prefer to be an ant. I want to live through this. So Kennedy. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. And I was thinking about it earlier. It's just like through the Katrinas. I remember when I saw that viral video of you. I think it was like 2017, and I
Mhm.
think that it at that time it had like over 1 million views. And you were so passionate about, you were saying, black men, I love you, and and all of that. And even now, I just feel like sometimes when these things happen, we're just so ill prepared. And I saw a video that you did on YouTube, and you were just saying like how we have like this. If you just have this one talent, whatever that one talent is, you're masterful at that. Use that. You don't have everybody's not going to be great at gardening or martial arts. Everybody's not going to be a great speaker. You're a great parent. You have a great opportunity to homeschool your kids. So can you speak a little bit more on that?
Now is the time to do what you were trained to do and do it well. We're a lot of people, uh, something has changed. The only thing that really should have changed was our relationships to one another. We should have gotten closer, and not just to one another, but to ourselves. We had 6 weeks to hone an ability. Whatever that ability was, you were shut down for 6 weeks to hone that ability. I often ask people, when we went into shutdown, what did you begin to study? Like, I just took a rest. You missed a valuable opportunity to get 8, 10 hours worth of training in whatever. We went into shutdown. I came out of shutdown with a finished product.
Exactly. I don't know. It's I always say like we miss these opportunities. When I always say chaos breeds opportunity. When Barack Obama was in office, it was like, all right, Barack, go ahead and save us. When we had opportunity to pull ourselves together and make some stuff happen. But we threw it all on him. We missed the opportunity, and all of these other times. And like you said, and people don't what people don't get is that this has come with a massive spiritual shift, which a lot of people are not talking about this. I don't know why, but people on the underground are talking about it. You'll see people on Facebook, but it's just a big, massive spiritual shift that you have all of this ancestral knowledge and wisdom, and to help you to help to propel you. You got all of their knowledge. That's all you have to do is just ask the right questions. Could you talk more like to that about the spiritual shift and how you stay spiritually grounded through something like this?
Again, back to do what you were trained to do. We we do all this spiritual training, whether you're doing yoga, whether you're following Ifa, whether you're Christian, Muslim, whatever. We do Tai Chi. We do all of this training in the good times. We meditate, we light our candles, we give our offering to our gods. We read upon the laminations of our different messiahs and uh, shall you say, bringers of truth. Let's call them that. Well, you do all that practice in the good time. So when the bad time hit, you already have a set plan. You already have your prayers in place. You already know what you're doing. I've heard people, I'm stressed out, but you're a yogi. How you get stressed out and you're a yogist? Shouldn't you be doing your yoga now? It's not just for the good time. Tai Chi. We went on lockdown. I just kept doing my Tai Chi. I kept doing my meditation. I kept lighting my candles. I kept doing my ancestral money. I kept burning my sage, my Palo Santo. because this is the time that those things are supposed to aid you through. People put down their disciplines and was like, I don't know what to do. What about breathe? I mean, we always talk about, that meditation is supposed to clear the mind and it's supposed to settle the mind. Well, your mind is now unsettled, but you're not following your own logic, your own discipline. Follow it. This is the time that is supposed to get you through. But if you put down your discipline now, what are you showing your children? What are you showing that particular community about how you feel about said way of de-stressing? You didn't believe it in the first place. It was a fad. Call it what it is, because it's definitely not your discipline. Because nobody loses their discipline in times of trouble. It's what you train the discipline for.
And like with me, I've had all of these spiritual gifts just pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up. Because I'm close to my ancestors. My sensei told me that, your whatever your art form is or whatever your kung fu is, you're supposed to be able to do it anywhere and practice it anywhere and at any time. And like you said,
Correct.
people are just out here, naturally, freezing up. There's a lot of emotion, but nobody, nobody really has a natural plan, in a sense. So
Correct.
can you talk about, like, in a sense, like how we can be, our own leaders, now that we don't naturally have them. We have history, we can study, but we don't have any Dr. Kings or or any of those people from the civil rights era.
Well, we do. We're just not utilizing. And what I mean by that is, my mom is still alive. My mom marched with Martin. My mom has the bite marks in the back of her leg. She got hit by hoses. So we have them. We're just not utilizing them the way that we should. I called my mom. I say that to say, I called my mom and I was like, Mama, how should I react to this? Come on. You had me marching behind Jesse Jackson in Virginia in my little patent leather shoes. I was there, ground zero. I also remember that we had training that we had to go and do. I also remember that there were classes that we had to take before we went to go march. My mom talked about contracts that they had to sign before they went to go march. And she talked about the organization that they had versus the chaos that we're using. And I'm not saying chaos in a bad way. I'm saying chaos as in a non-predictable organized mess. But I'm not saying it in a bad way, because chaos has its advantage as well. My mom, after all of her freedom fighting, after all of her civil rights activism, got to watch the president of the United States of America hold up the white power symbol on media. He slapped 60 years worth of Black activism in one stroke. That's what we're dealing with now. It used to be undercover. It used to be hidden. It was the little dirty little secret of America. But Donald Trump, He's pulled that whole blanket off. They don't have to work undercover anymore. What to do? We need to learn what our parents did, incorporate it, and add chaos. This system has us in three ways. It has us judicially, it has us legislatively, and it has us executively. How do we effect change when we don't know? We don't know and never will know the personal opinion of any supreme judge. And they get to stay there for life. How do we fight a president that will put the white power symbol up and told black folk he don't care? Then you have your legislative branch. They made the laws that put us in the predicament we're in. You have the judges to enforce it, and you have the president telling you that if you say anything about it, we gonna shoot you. What are we supposed to do?
And that's the,
We
you know,
can't do
and I feel
nothing.
like, you know, that's the interesting part of it. You know, I had a saying, like, you know, especially for like black people, African Americans, you know, it's like, how do you wake a sleeping giant? So now, if it kind of seems like the giant is kind of partially awake, and then once the giant is awake, how do you tell the giant that it's big and it's powerful and that it can do all of these amazing things? So it's just like you said, you know, it's the, now everybody's waiting for the what next. You know, we have the momentum on out. The world is watching. Like you said, the hoods have been taken off. We already know, like you said, they're in the police force, they're the judges, they're our bosses, you know, and you know, like they'll shoot, they'll shoot an unknown black male, female. And I see that divisive fight too. You know, the women are, well, it's not just about, you know, the George Floyd dude. I know he was the catalyst for it, but it is so much way bigger than him. You know, he was just kind of like that igniter that just kind of blew it up in a sense, you know. Looks like you have a
I,
little
I, I, I told one of my friends, she was like, why did this one incident do all of this? I said, you know, y'all don't even listen to your own colloquialisms. She's like, huh? I was like, this was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Exactly, right.
Nobody asks how much weight the camel had been carrying.
Hmm.
Nobody talks about his joints was shaking. Nobody talks about the stress of this camel until you put this on it and you wonder why it collapsed. It just collapsed under this. No, this is what's called critical mass. That's all it took to reach critical mass. Nobody wants to talk about the history of this happening over and over and over and over and over. 500 years specifically for us, 5,000 years for the whole world.
And it, like you said, it's amazing how it just, you know, it like, I, you know, with me doing like spiritual coaching for people, with the straw that broke the camel's back. And you know, it's you know, it's interesting, it's interesting, like the history and where the world is right now, and where people are individual. I know everybody isn't meant to go, you know, protest and run out there in the streets and, you know, fight with the police, and you know, some people just don't set up like that, you know. But everybody, you know, I always, I had a theory that it can be something more like grassroots with smaller groups, because you know, you don't know what's being infiltrated, and you don't know who you can trust, and just to try to put together a big massive. I always said, the truth of the matter is everybody ain't gonna make it. So I just put that in, I put that in my head. Everybody just ain't gonna make it. So if it's just you and your son and whoever, and just a few of y'all could get something together and go. That's what you have to do. Trying to
Right.
drag that dead weight. You just don't have time for that now. You have real world situations happening in real time, and you got to react to it. And that's just the crux of the whole thing right now.
But your plan should have been in place.
True.
We've been telling people this is going to happen. We've been seeing this coming down the pipe. When we went into shutdown, people were like, Fee, can you come put in my garden? No. We're past that. We're past that. I put in gardens for 3 years before this. That's 1,000 days. You had a chance to get a free garden put into your backyard. So when this shutdown took place, it didn't disturb your food flow, but you're going to disturb me during the shutdown of a pandemic. You a cricket, you a grasshopper, I'm the ant. Why would I come out of my safe zone to now help you when you've waited to the last minute, not even the last minute, past the last minute to get something done, and I'm supposed to do it for free? You ask too much. And I stayed in my house with my food. You can come over and get some, but I'm not coming to you. Mm-mm. But then again, this is going to be the difference between those who have planned and have a plan versus those armchair revolutionaries who think they have a plan. I mean, I love Master P, but bruh, you've been hollering by the block for how long? How much money has gone through his pocket that he and his son couldn't buy a block? But you talking about the whole of blacks buying one city block. Miss me with that.
You're not lying. That's why I said we don't, like what you said, we do have leadership, but these rappers leading like T.I. and Killer Mike, Killer Mike is good for a quote every now and then. T.I., I don't know what the hell T.I. talks about. I'm like, no, man, we no.
I mean, but where are our rappers? Where's Ice-T? Where is Snoop Doggity Dogg? I mean, how much money did they siphon out of our community? How much dirt did they do in our community? That right now would be the time to atone for that. Ice Cube, you with ev- with every female dog that he called us, he should be on the front line with glorifying the dope game. Snoop, where you at? Hmm? The only one I'll really give it to, I give it to T.I. I give it to him. I give it to him. At this point, I even give it to Nick Cannon. Nick then jumped out
Nick
his
Cannon is a
bag.
writer. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, shout out to Nick. Yeah, Nick is a writer.
LL then even came up out his bag. Thank you, sir. Thank you. But for what we have given you, it's not enough. For everything that they want from a black woman, for all the heat that black women have taken, it's time for all of these black men. Farrakhan. I mean, I find it strange that he's really quiet right now. As a matter of fact, a lot of these Black leaders are quiet. Where the gangbangers? Where are warriors at? Because we have Latin kings that are saying, hey, if you get caught in our neighborhood, you shot on the spot.
Yeah, in
Oh, really?
Chicago. Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, really? Our brothers gonna let that happen?
Yep, they probably are.
See, our our brothers have been hollering, let us lead, let us lead, let us lead, let us lead. Okay, brother, you have a penis. Go lead. I see politicians leading, but they got us into this. They led us into this house. I see them leading. But where these brothers that want to be head of the household, where y'all at? I mean, y'all been screaming to us that you God all this time. Okay, God, where you at? Because we've been praying for God for a long time. But I'll be honest, I'm loving the Tyler Durden speech at this point. I went straight back to Fight Club on this. If our fathers are the prototype for God and our fathers bail, what does that tell you about God? If we are God's unwanted children, then so be it. We don't need him.
And this is why we have her on the show, ladies and gentlemen. You just get it raw and you get it real. And and that's what I think that's what the populace needs right now. There's no, because you don't everything people, everybody wants it to everybody, oh, I just want to go. I saw another video where you were talking about the same thing Dick Gregory said about, y'all asking for jobs. It's like, and I think it was somebody was like, well, y'all is 2003. Y'all asking for jobs. Here it is 2000 and whatever. What's the same thing y'all asking for now? Jobs. So it's like, we have all of this, we have all of this creativity, inside of us. And I don't know, what it would take, but just to wake the people up. Be honest, I'm not trying to save everybody. I know you've done everything that you can, and you're still doing stuff, and you don't naturally have to be doing that. You could sit back and you could write books. You could go and do your garden stuff. You could sell your wine. You could probably still be traveling the world right now if you wanted to, if you wanted to be doing that. But here it is. You're a masterful tactician, in your mind, and you're out here giving people jewels. And it's like you say something, and it's like with the Hidden Color series, right? The lady, what was her name? Miss Ali from the Hidden Color series. She said, "What do y'all want? Like Hidden Colors 30? We gave y'all you've got Hidden Colors 5, the Haitian Revolution, and y'all still sitting there asking questions and about war and politics and policy. Everything's in the videos. You don't even have to read a book, and people still asking questions and once, like you said, the armchair revolutionary. People that get on Facebook in these groups and type and debate all day long. It's like I'm a mover, I'm a shaker. I was a business major. That's just my mindset. I've got my ancestors around me. I've got people, and we haven't even touched upon like your destiny, because the things that I'm doing, the things that you're doing, you're leaving a legacy behind. That's what people don't get. They think like, oh, well, they just trying to. No, it's bigger. It's bigger than just little old me, bigger than little old you. But even though we're probably going to be remembered for a long time after this, because we chose to necessarily put ourselves out there. We chose to try to help, even if it was just in our own ways. My thing is, if I can reach just a few people, I'm good with that. I can still sleep at night. The rest of them, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because the whole, and that goes into the diaspora of, Black people. And when Africans come over here, they're judged by the color of their skin. And, I notice sometimes that I'm not trying to make it an African versus African American thing, but truth be told, it is what it is. And, it just feels like I've always felt like we're on our own, that we don't have any help, like if we go to,
No, we are on our own.
yeah.
We are, sweetie. I'm sorry. I'm married to a Jamaican man,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a very unique experience once. We did festivals. So we went out to this festival, this biker festival to be exact, and in Oklahoma of all places. Well, we got there and found out that we were only one of 3 Black folk on the whole campus, right? So my husband decides that he's going to go up to the stage and watch the show. Well, I saw a circle forming and I heard him. So I went through the crowd to find him. He's in the middle of this circle. So we stand back to back because I'm not having it. We're both martial arts champions. If we gonna do this, we taking a few with us. Period. Period. So this white supremacist is like, yeah, man, niggas, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wow, this is gonna be interesting because I'm gonna hit him in his mouth first. So security comes. Security comes and he's like, whoa, wait a minute, man, wait a minute. And this is the dude that we paid the booth fee to be there. So this is his property. He's like, no, you don't want to do this, man. You don't want to do this. He was like, she a nigga. He's Jamaican. He will fuck you up. We both just kind of looked at each other like, I'm a nigga, but you're Jamaican. I mean, we stood there and had a debate on why I was the nigga and he was Jamaican. Me and my husband, we're like, what the fuck? There are distinct differences made between Black people. Africans that come here are not put in our diaspora. Their accent gets them off. Jamaicans are not put in our diaspora. Their accents get them off. My husband's ability to be Jamaican got us out of that situation. So let us not be dismayed. We're in this on our own. Nobody wants to be treated like the African American. Nobody. An African will fight you tooth and nail about your position here in America when they just got here 2 years ago. They'll tell you, you lazy, you ain't got nothing. How are you not taking advantage of this home of the free, the home of the brave? You are the problem. They will argue you till you turn purple. But then I have to ask them, why are you here? Well, my homeland, if you a king in your homeland, shouldn't you be there?
Exactly.
I wouldn't leave my realm if I was king. Because it's not true. It's a story. And even they take classes before they come here and sign their name to get that check.
Yeah,
and those classes systematically tell them to stay away from us.
Right. That's so true. And a lot of that they show them film, like when they get to the airports, they show them films of not dealing with us and not, oh, you stay away from them. They're troublemakers. You're not like those people. It's just like that, buddy. Ooh, these people are something, boy. I give them credit where credit is due. They are masterful at that divide. They're masterful at that divide and like steal something and make it their own. Ooh, they are masterful at that. I'll give credit where credit is due on that.
Oh, our enemy is a genius.
Right.
I mean, look at the system he built. We can't get out of this. We can't get out of this ourselves. It takes somebody else to come in and get us out of this, unless we eradicate it all. We need more legislation. No, we do not. We need this system demolished. Unless America wants to finally live up to her dream that we, the people, that all men are created equal, that all men are equal under the law. But since that's not the problem or even the concern, maybe we should start defining what a man is. Then maybe we can move our males into being men so they too can enjoy this American dream that has turned into our nightmare.
Oh my goodness, and it's so crazy because it's in the TV and it's all it just feels like it's always there. To me, I only
No,
feel
it is.
yeah. To me,
It's
I
we
only
need to
feel
stop. Be honest. As soon as you're honest with your psyche,
mhm,
brother, the easier it is gonna deal with it. It is always there. Don't feel like it is always there. It is always there. And as soon as we get that, we will begin to understand this. And we can't say, I just don't get it. No, you get it. You get it. You just don't want to believe it.
right. And
We need to start. Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I saw a story. There was a young lady, African American lady. She's 21, so she's dating this white guy. So she said she got his phone, and she saw all these text messages with the N word, calling her stupid and blah blah blah. And she's like, "Oh, I can't believe he's saying that. I can't be. I gave him everything." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" It's like the choices that especially our young people, that they just choose to be so oblivious to not all of them, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them, they choose to in the decisions that they make. So I'm not saying anything's wrong with dating interracially. If that's what you want to do, that's your thing. But if you cross that line though, but I love Bob. Okay, but Bob is on the side of white supremacy. That's what Bob knows. That's who Bob is loyal to. Bob isn't loyal to you. We know, like, with white people, genetically we know they're disappearing. So that's why they're doing a lot of that interracial and all of that good stuff right now. So it's like, you know like you said, it's we are surrounded on all sides. We are smart and we are brilliant people, but like you said, if you didn't have a plan already in action, then I really, honestly, I don't know what to tell you.
There's nothing to tell them at this point. There's nothing to tell them. This when I was young, I refused to accept this. I was like, no, there has to be another way. There has to be another way. And the more I looked into history, the more I'm like, okay, this we talk about them selling slaves. Who were the slaves that these people were selling? You do realize they were selling their own sons and daughters, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so you have a man that can literally sell his own flesh and blood into slavery. Okay, now check this out. In one generation, we can take the whole of white America and make them look just like us.
Yep, that's very
This is
true.
his this is his greatest fear, right? He has made our greatest fears come true. Let's make his greatest fear come true. Because in one generation, we can take care of the whole of white America to make them all look just like us. What is he going to do when his grandchild looks like me? When his granddaughter looks like me? What you going to do? We've worked in America for free since we got here. Even what we get paid now is still free freaking labor. I'm willing to take a page out of his playbook and play to his greatest fear. Now, am I willing to give my sons up for this? Yes, I am. You know why? Because them babies still gonna be black. So I'm willing to give my sons up for this. Am I willing to take that white girl in? Mm-hmm. You know why? Because that white girl is gonna have black children. And that white girl's heart is going to break one day when her white privilege can't save her black son or her black daughter. And then she'll get something. Something will click in one generation about this whole system. I can't change it, but that white girl can. This isn't our system to change, brother. We can't. As much as we can burn it down, and then what? The system is still in place. I can't change it. That white girl that's got them black kids, on the other hand, she got a way in the dough. She got a pass. And when she uses her pass, she gonna take my grandchildren in. Whose grandkids? Mine. Now, when my grandkids sit at the table with her pass key, now we can get some stuff rolling. But until then, we got to do little stuff like, I don't know, if you see a cop with his knee on somebody's neck and that man is hollering, I can't breathe, is it so hard that instead of filming this man and trying to reason with somebody that's trying to murder somebody actively, that you can just point up and behind him and say, that nigga got a gun? Do you think that white man would have kept his back turned to a alleged gunman? Or would he have turned his ass around with every other cop looking for that gunman? And that would have gave that brother on the floor time to breathe and recover. When they turn around looking for me, I done faded into the crowd. I'm gone. But our brother is safe. We can't even do that.
Right, camera, them cell phones and screaming, "Get off him! Get off! Get off!" That what's that? They don't care. They're turning,
You
they
trying to
turning,
plead,
they're
you
turning
pleading
body
with a
cameras off.
psychopath.
Exactly.
You're pleading with you're pleading with a uh, uh, you're pleading with an officer who knows he's above the law. He can kill on camera without impunity, and you're trying to reason morality with someone who has a license to kill. You got to come at that another way.
So it's like you
But
fighting a
these are
bunch of.
things,
It's almost like you fighting a bunch of James Bonds. You know, they like you said, a license to kill. You know what I mean? Which,
which
like
you
for real.
are, but we are. But, I try to tell people, there's a reason they won't call Vietnam a war. That's why they keep it at a conflict, because America likes to say she's never lost a war,
Mm-hmm.
but she definitely lost in Vietnam. How do we win? Guerrilla warfare. How has anybody else ever won? But again, tactics have already have to be in place. This isn't something that you can just teach in 6 months.
Right.
First of all, shoot, our people have a reading problem. One, they can't read. Two, they definitely can't read to comprehend. Our people have a hard time taking raw data and processing it into something that they can use on any level. But we're not taught that. And we have 3/4 of us are too far gone to even think it's something that needs to be done. We can't get over divide and conquer.
And
I
that's
got a hard time telling brothers they have privilege. I ain't got no privilege. Yes, brother, you do have a privilege. You have a penis. That's a privilege. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Anytime a society says just because you have a penis, you should lead, when you have no credentials, no education, you haven't even sat down and read the whole of your own holy book to lead nobody out of a wet paper bag. But because you have a penis that can become erect, then all of a sudden you get to be a leader. Have you ever watched a dumb head take over a working body? Better yet, when Donald Trump took office, that's what happens when a dumb head takes over a capable body. I don't see it. And that's another thing about privilege. You're privileged not to see it, much like white people are privileged not to see theirs. And I found it so ironic that this brother, he literally gave every reason for him not to see his privilege that white people gave.
so now, that we are in this, that we've been in a situation now. What for those? Can you give like a? I know you've given. You said a lot, but for those who have some kind of a plan, even if it's just homeschooling their kids, could you give them like maybe a word of encouragement? To just keep continuing doing what they're doing.
We keep talking about 5, 10-year plans. The white man's burden has been a generational plan. They've had this plan for generations. And each generation pulls off the plan of the generation before it and the generation before it, because they are all dedicated to this plan. We have 5-year plans, 10-year plans. That's in your lifetime. We need 7 generational plans. And we need parents that will instill these plans into the next generation, so the next generation instills it into the next generation. I have a 7-generation plan. 7 generations takes me into 100 years. That requires fine tuning. That requires radical teaching. That requires me raising my child, not putting my child in front of the TV, not putting my child in front of YouTube, not playing a game over and over and over and over again that doesn't involve me. That's me actually saying my ABCs to my child. That's me actually doing my 1, 2, 3s with my child. That's me actually teaching my child how to add. That's me actually teaching my child psychological warfare that they are going to need, whether they're homeschooled or ISD. We we need to treat our children like competent individuals. There are children in third world countries that know how to cut up a chicken at 5, while we're running around the kitchen hollering, no, don't touch that knife. No, don't do that. We're handicapping our children for the sake of their safety. But your 5-year-old can't play with a knife, but Chester the molester is living in your house, diddling your 5-year-old who can't even protect themselves with the knife that you say they can't play.
And as I said, the plot thickens. And that's, one thing I love about you is that you have like, the comic book character Spider-Man. So you have this spidey sense, but you have a 360 worldwide panoramic view of it, so. And then you have, even though you talk with truth and power, you have a good heart. You do. I can tell you have a good heart. Even though, people be like, oh, I ain't going to talk to her. And I know you have like this, your voice, is so needed. That's why I love, what you're doing. And I encourage you to keep doing, what you're doing, even if nobody else says it. And I'm sure people tell you that, but I just encourage you to continue doing what you're doing. Cause it's like, you're like, you don't play chess, you created the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you come along, you put it in the box, and you're, what you doing? I'll be back. I just thought of some different things I could do, and I'm gonna come back with something totally new for y'all. So it's like you're that person, and I just, I'm honored to just be able to talk to you, and and always just have this one-on-one time with you, and I just want to thank you for coming on here and talking to our audience, and all of that good stuff. But I didn't even mention, like, you also do like tarot readings, and I do that myself. And can you also, can you talk some about the spiritual shift that's happening right now?
We're moving solidly into the age of Aquarius. It's like people are missing that part. We are in this transition zone between these two stages, and they're completely different stages. This the spiritual shift is coming twofold. One, we're in a whole nother place in the universe, in our universal position.
Hmm.
The planet, our galaxy, is in a whole new place. We're getting new energy, so to speak, new radiations from this spot, this Aquarian spot. What I need people to understand about the Aquarian age is that it's not about the water. This is not about the water. This is about the water bearer. This is about the one that contains the waters, the one that pours the waters. The one that pours the waters directs life. This is a water planet. Wherever you place water, you are going to get life. So, in being in the age of Aquarius, what I need people to understand about this Aquarian shift is wherever you put your waters is where the life is going to spring from. So you put your waters in negativity or negative behavior, that is what's going to spring to life. Look at what has just sprung to life because water has been bared upon it. America's bad behavior. Now everybody sees. Nobody can cover this anymore because the water bearer has poured the waters on. Now what we gonna do? Because some things you do let grow to a certain position and then you chop it. Some things you continue to grow. Some things you prune back. How are we going to handle what grows from this water bearing that we get? Be careful what you put your attention on because those are your waters. And whatever you're putting your attention on, that's what's going to bear fruit.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, to sum up what she said is that the energy that you're getting, you have to really be smart and you have to use it wisely because if you, I'm gonna be, if you, like she said, the 6 weeks that we had, you missed that. If you miss this spiritual energy, and if you take that energy and if you don't use it, you don't use it. But if you throw it into something negative, it's gonna grow negativity. Like you said, having a Chester or male or female in the in the whatever and rocking with the kid, so you gotta use this energy. You gotta bring your ancestors in with you. You got to let them help you cultivate and help you to rise above. I mean, that's what I'm using. A lot of what that's what a lot of what I'm doing. They're always with me. That's why I have these weird sleep patterns. And I'm waking up at 2 and 3 in the morning, and
2 and 3 in the morning, yes.
yeah,
Falling asleep at 8 for no reason, just
right.
like I'm tired, and up like this at 2. What's happening? I can't go back to sleep.
Exactly.
It's happening to a lot of us, honestly. It's happening.
Yeah.
But we have this energetic shift from outside, and then you have this 5G shift from inner space. That's a whole nother vibration that we have to deal with that this planet has never dealt with before.
Hmm.
And we're made of water. That wave passes through us too. So you also have to be aware of that. But just for those people who are very sensitive to 5G, I'm very sensitive to it. Please make sure you get yourself some shungite
Yeah, I heard.
or orgone to take care of that vibration that's going to happen through your waters. You don't want that vibration to stay in your water. It's radiation that your body does not need. Orgons and shungite.
And all right, ma'am. And I just want to thank the amazing Master Fundi Fe for joining us. And as we bring this thing to a close, can you tell everybody about all of the amazing things that you have, all of your products, and where they can find you and all of that good stuff?
Oh, sure. You can catch me on YouTube under Fundi Fe. You can catch me on Instagram. I have 2 accounts on Instagram, Fundi Fe or Master Fundi Fe, depending on how you want to go at it. YouTube, same name. I'm not hard to find across any of the social medias. www.masterfundife.com has your spiritual books, your crystals, your sages, your palo santos. We have 6 different types of sage right now with dragon's blood present if you know about dragon's blood. Um, you have the wines. We now offer God boxes once a month. The God boxes are $50. You get 2 sages, 2 incense. You get your black soap or a spiritual soap, depending on what we choose that month. And you're getting different types of articles. Um, Sometimes in the box, they're the moon phases for the year. They're planting seasons for the year. You might get some people got witch's broom last month. Next month, I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it. Next month, there's going to be this little leaf that's going to be inside, but the leaf opens up into a blade.
That is nice.
So, just a little something that the gods need to keep on point. And just little goodies like that once a month. You can get as many of the God boxes as you like. They're male. We have male, female. We have a smoker's God box, and we have a gardener's God box. Each one is $50. Get it for the month. Don't get it the next month. Whatever you need, they're there. Just trying to fill a need that we heard. You have Blitch's Brew. You have Fees Eaten. As a matter of fact, if you're in Houston and you can come get some collard greens, please come get them. I am so sick of collard greens right now. I don't know what to do with myself. Come get them all. You can have them all. There's the martial arts. There's the Reggae Leather Sandal Company where we actually make leather sandals. There's just so much. The tarot readings, the personal assistants, the business assistants. I publish books. There's just so much to do, and I always got my little finger in something. I can't be still. I wish I could, but I can't.
Yeah, since we've done the like we were talking about the Black Panther thing we did like in, I don't know, it was 2017 or 18, whatever it was. You've grown so much, and you've been, you continue to grow, and you're gonna need, so much help in doing this stuff, because your stuff is really, it's just gonna keep growing and growing and growing, where you're gonna have to need warehouses to stock this stuff. I'm telling you what's coming in. You're gonna need warehouses to stock this stuff, man. So, that's just me doing my little reading, but all right, that's enough of that.
Thank you. And brother, whenever you need me, I have never denied you. You tell me you need me, I am there.
That's why I always call you. Like, that's why I always call you. Because it's like, man, who can I call? Because I know, you do so much, like spiritually in the martial arts and business. Like, we could just talk about business itself for like, for however long and whatever. You know what I mean? So we'll save all of that. We'll save all of that stuff for the next time. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring this thing to a close. Again, I am Mr. Soul of a Man, a.k.a. Demond Alvarez, and this is the amazing Fundi Fe, and this is Soulful Conversations, and we just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to both of our content. Support. As always, folks, we out this piece. Peace.